you know, or whether it's a business, a corporation, nonprofit
Mm-hmm.
organization, et cetera, et cetera. So it was actually very in depth because you not only did you have to learn, the business side, you also have to learn the writing side. So, the English, the business marketing,
Yeah.
the proposal writing, stuff like that. And then on the other side of it, I studied special events and meeting planning because who doesn't like a great party? But so
No,
I kind of was like,
definitely.
it's fun to do like plan an event. I've actually have event planning experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
Interned as an event planner too. So, and when I was back in college, I was also like the social chair for my fraternity. So I was in charge of a lot of
Okay.
different events as well. And it's kind of like the end result when you plan an event, A to Z, and then seeing the end result and seeing people's, reactions, especially weddings or baby showers, whatever it could be,
Yeah.
and just being like, yeah, not flaunting too much, but like low key, just being like, you know what, I did that. I helped
Mm-hmm.
make somebody's special day. I helped bring that joy and that
Yeah.
ambiance or essence to their special day that they're gonna remember
Definitely.
forever. So yeah, it's a lot. It's cool. It's cool. It's smooth.
I like that because one thing that I realized, especially when I like in my lane of work, the settings of things are some of the most important because that's what besides the subject of the picture, like the people, the like the bride or whatever, that background is going to be in that picture also.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody wants a bad background.
You know, like no one, nobody, and it's just like people will talk about you if your stuff looked bad,
Man, yeah, if it was looking off, if you're mismatching, if it's
right?
the curtains messed up, the flower, it doesn't
Have you
matter what
ever
it is.
have you ever had any any like have you ever had to plan any events and they were just like asking for like way too much like crazy stuff?
Oh yes. Oh yes. And that's one thing I'm kind of blessed with is being a like very well with interpersonal communications and working with people. So it's like sometimes I can brush it off, but
Mhm.
every wedding has, a bridezilla, but every wedding, has, the mother of the bride and the
I
father,
was gonna
and the
ask
groom,
you. Yeah,
and the mother of the
yeah.
groom. So, that's what always was very interesting. I had a wedding that I actually had to work that was, kind of tense. I got it, from, both mothers and the bride. So
What was going
it
on?
was just,
Can you get into that?
oh
Like,
yeah, I
oh
can.
okay. I don't
I
know if
mean,
they make you like
no, oh
sign.
no, I haven't signed
Okay,
no
yeah, yeah,
NDAs,
yeah.
nothing like that. It was just, experience. It was a college internship.
Mm.
Um, and the mother of the groom wanted us. So not only did you have to set up the event, we had to set up the event, set up the chairs, set up the table, everything from head to
Mhm.
from a bare open room to this grand production. So on top of doing that, I just got done carrying about like 300 chairs, and the
Oh.
easiest way to carry chairs, especially like safari chairs, because they don't stack all the way evenly. The easiest way to carry them is like stack them like 4 or 5 high, and then you just kind of gotta like hoist them up behind behind your back and like carry them like that.
Okay.
So I just got done carrying like 300 chairs, and
Oh my
I got
gosh.
confronted by I think it was the mother of the groom, and she's like, "Well, can you do this?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, whatever." And what it was I had to I had to organize all the guest names alphabetically because they had like little boxes, gift
Mhm.
boxes, and but also organize them by the wedding party versus the family versus by
What?
table. And I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Like, I'm sorry, like you can do it, but like I'm not getting paid to do that, but I still did it anyways, out of the kindness of my
Oh,
heart. And make
yeah.
sure, I made it look good too. So
Wait a minute. So you had to organize by alphabetical order
yeah.
and then organize by like actual like who's in the
Yep.
event. Oh my
Yeah, like
gosh.
on my Life Scouts honor, like it was the craziest thing ever because like I could understand and if I knew these people or had any kind of inkling, but no, it was like alphabetical order. Then you had to do wedding party, and I had to do it by table. I was like, oh,
After
mm.
just carrying
After just
300
carrying
chairs.
300 chairs on my back, in the hot summer of winter or summer of winter, wow, in the hot summer, hot summertime of Michigan,
Oh
70,
man.
75 degrees.
And that
Oh,
humidity.
it was great. So
Ooh wee.
great.
Oh
So,
man. You better than me. I say
man.
that. Cause I would have told her like, look, lady, you can do it. Real talk. What are some of your favorite events to plan?
um, it depends. Like I've planned a lot of weddings personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like, the stuff that's not. like theme parties. Everybody loves a great theme party. So
Yeah.
that's one of the fun things to do is have somebody say you come to me like, hey Ty, I got an idea about this. Why don't we do it like this? And then
Mhm.
bring your idea, your vision to life. That's what I think I love the
Yeah.
most about
Okay.
events is we just use our creative minds to create something. You might not
Mhm.
be able to do it. You could have it in your mind, but I could put it on paper and then put it into reality.
Yeah.
So that's what I like the most about it is getting that and being able to do that. It's like an art form.
No, it
It is.
definitely
Oh
is.
yeah, it definitely is an
It
art
really
form when you
is.
have to get down to knickknacks and you have to have the spacings correctly and the flowers correctly and the
Oh
plates set,
man.
or else not everybody. So yeah, that was a cool
Ooh-wee.
experience. It's been a cool experience,
I
event
mean,
planning, hospitality industry too.
but you enjoy it.
Oh, I do.
And that's what's important, you know? Like it seems like you definitely have like a passion for it. And the ones who have the passion, them be the ones who be having the coldest like little events.
Man,
Like for real.
yep, I've thrown some great events. I've also attended some very like beautiful,
Mhm.
beautifully put on events as well too. So that's always cool. Um, being able to attend events and then being and having like a hospitality event experience and
Yeah.
seeing how other people could bring a vision to life. So
Okay. I was gonna say, so like, does it change? Like, does your career change how you look at parties now?
oh
Or just
yes.
events in general?
Oh
Don't even
yes.
say
Like
parties.
I would say in general, being in the hospitality industry, period,
Mhm.
whether it's in events, banquets, restaurants,
Okay.
you fast food, it doesn't matter. Being in the hospitality restaurant, events industry, period, will change the way you look at everything and everyone. Like
Okay.
it's just very it's like for example, I'm a bartender, so that's very interesting seeing all those different types of personalities of people you have to
Mhm.
deal with. And it like I say, it takes a special kind of person because you have to have a certain level of like patience, but
Yeah.
also professionalism. It's like very you have like I said, you have to juggle many hats in order to get it done because you could
Mhm.
have somebody yelling in your face. But at the end of the day, I know I got to get these tables set. I know I got to start the event at
I got
4. I know
stuff to
I
do.
got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So the different I guess chapters of my life have been able to help me prepare for different things. So like
Yeah.
whether it's event planning, whether it's bartending, whether it's through Boy Scouts, or it doesn't matter. Like I could use that little experience and
Mhm.
use it here or there.
Yeah.
And it's cool, like to shoot. I even on the opposite end of events, I actually ran set up for triathlons. Like
Oh,
that's a whole
wow.
different sports is interesting too. Triathletes are very interesting people as well. It's very
They seem really like on edge.
I would say on edge, very particular because this is their passion. Imagine if like your passion might be, speaking in this podcast
Yeah.
and somebody this is serious, but also at the same time, like you know me, I'm like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like,
Like,
so
I could understand passion, but like there was some very interesting, personalities to deal with. But also, just the I was talking to my friend the other day, just like the physical, mental, and emotional, as being a staff, having to put those on. Like there's so much work and blood, sweat, and tears and work that actually go into putting on a triathlon, not only preparing for a triathlon. So like kudos to all triathletes out there who do it. Like they swim, bike, and run.
yeah.
And they're like, have you ever done it? I said, nah, I just help y'all do it because it will be kids from like the youngest was like 5 years old. The oldest person doing this
What?
triathlon was like 80, 90.
What?
I said, dang, I guess I gotta get up off the couch or stop watching some cartoons and stuff, what I mean? I said, man, like just watching like especially like
That's
elderly, like
crazy.
parent, like people our grandparents' age, just running, biking, and swimming through the water like it's nothing. And I'm breathing hard to walk up the stairs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool experience and definitely I'd say humbling, very
Mhm.
humbling experience to be able to watch what the human body is actually capable of,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of I'm not even gonna lie, it's definitely a lot of mind over matter when you do a triathlon,
Mhm.
but also preparing for that because you could be as prepared as possible for anything. What
Yeah.
my marketing professor said, even the best made plans are destined to fail. So like you could really be prepared as you want to. You could have trained for months,
Mhm.
but you don't know until you get out there in the gridiron. You don't know until you have to go swim across the Detroit River, or you have to bike up a hill or run. So being a staff member and putting on these triathlons really gave me a newfound respect for the capacity of humans.
Mhm.
I guess the ability that the mind and the body can push through like extreme
Yeah, no,
adversities,
definitely.
and it doesn't matter the age. You got little kids. I was like, little Tommy. I'm like, dang, little Tommy, like,
Little Tommy,
yeah, yeah,
swimming, biking, and
yeah. And I'm
running.
like I said, over here, hard to breathe up the stairs. Like I said,
Yeah.
man, I gotta really, check some. But it was very. I met some amazing people, and I remember like getting
Mhm.
text messages and messages saying, thank you for being a blessing, thank you for thank you for this or thank you for XYZ. Because when I say it's not only
Like
do
what not to cut you off, what like goes into like planning one? Cause when like hearing you talk about this, it really is making me think about like everything has to be planned. Like there has to be someone to do
oh
this.
yeah, and like I was giving shout out to three disciplines. Like it's literally so much because not only is it the paperwork, the legal aspects, the health
Mhm.
aspects, you have to have the first aid on hand, you have to have EMS.
Oh
So it's
yeah.
literally coordinating many different facets and assets at the same time.
Yeah.
And they all have to move at the same time because if they're off, it could ruin the whole triathlon race. So, for example, like a swim, bike, and run, I was a bike guy. I was cool whipping around. I was in the truck making sure, the cyclists were passing safely, following the course. And that's, being the bike manager for that actually also gave me a newfound respect for cyclists, on the
Okay.
road, because that's scary. That, imagine being on a bike and the car going past you 50 miles per hour.
Yeah. But
So,
like I'm sure you've seen we in Detroit, people will bike anywhere.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'll merge over a little bit,
Yeah.
but then at the same time, it's like I also slow down because I understand how I worked the whole summer with cyclists. I
Mhm.
watched crashes,
Oh man.
not nothing too bad, nothing too like not car to bike, but like
Oh,
bike,
okay. That's what
yeah.
I thought you meant. I'm gonna
Oh
say
no,
like,
no,
oh
no, no, no,
man.
nothing like Tour de France crazy, nothing like that, but like
Okay. Them Tour de France crashes be ins
man.
like it'd be like 30 bike pileups.
Man, this is so true. And you're like, oh, because once one goes down, it's all goes down. But most of it was just pop tires or
Okay.
somebody skidded out, road rash, stuff like that.
Oh
So
man, that road rash be.
oh yep, I've had
Ooh.
that a time or two. Don't recommend it.
Ooh.
0 out of 10. Like so
Ah.
it just was very for my job, for example, I had to set up all the cones, I had to set up all the traffic signs.
Mhm.
I had to actually coordinate with the police. So, I had to make sure the police were at the stations that they're supposed to be at on the corner of,
Okay.
A and B, C and D,
Yeah.
X and Y.
I get it.
So I coordinated with them. I also had to coordinate with not only, as because I was a mobile unit, so I had to coordinate with the HQ at back at the camp or back at the site.
Mhm.
So as I'm moving around, I have to maintain and make sure that the traffic isn't impeding into the bike traffic. Lines aren't being crossed.
Yeah.
Everybody's going flowing correctly and staying on course, etc. So it's a lot of moving parts, but that's why you have different people doing different things. But then, like I said, the whole behind the scenes aspect, you wouldn't even think about it. Most of the days, you just show up. A lot of the athletes show up. They don't realize how much time and effort, unless you've been doing triathlons for a while, you don't realize how much time, effort, and planning just goes into one event.
Yeah.
And a lot of these events are like, the big ones are like two or not two. Maybe they have like a Saturday, early morning Saturday, and it'll go all day. Or some days there might be a women's event, some days there might be a men's, some
Mhm.
triathlons travel. It just depends on, how you feel or what you're feeling. But that was definitely a different, check or notch on my belt. I could just be like,
No,
okay,
definitely.
cool, cool, cool. Because, it really tested me. I'm over here. We had to lift ladders, we had to lift metal posts and steels, we had to lift, obviously, I ain't weak. I might look little. I got a lot of strength, but but
No,
at the
I get
same
it.
time,
Yeah.
but
It's a
you're like up at like 5, 6 in the morning,
ooh.
crazy weather. It doesn't matter, rain or as long as it's raining to the point that it's not like thunder and lightning, you can still do it.
Yeah.
So it's like you up in the rain, barely no sleep. Maybe ate my breakfast like 2-3 hours ago, but
Ooh.
other than that, it was a testament, like a testament, a true faith.
No, I get it.
For real, for real.
I get it, like all the way. Because like I said, like you really don't think about the behind the scenes of like events and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And so just having that perspective is, I'm sure, like really eye opening, like on all ends of it, you know. But switching lanes,
Let's switch it.
you're a model. You're a model, and that industry seemed like one wrong move and they gonna like boot you out of it forever.
Well, I don't know. It let's where to begin? Where to begin? That's where you started. You
Yeah,
said
I get it.
so. Modeling. Yep. So I've been modeling. I actually originally started modeling in like 2011, 2012. I was doing like a promo photo shoot for one of my friends for her photography company.
Mhm.
And then, I did some shows in high school, or not high school. Wow. Ooh, I'm going way back. I showed you my true age. But I did some shows up in college, up at Ferris, when my friends encouraged me to do so. And so I was like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
And then, she once again, shout out to Nicole John, thank you. Once again, she encouraged me last year. She's like, hey, Tyree, you know what? Have you ever thought about getting back into modeling? I know she was doing it. We've done it on and off, talking. We've been friends forever.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like, hey, Tyree, you should probably try to get back into modeling. I'm like, okay, that's random. And then she sent me like some casting calls, and then casting calls, you kind of that's how you audition
Yeah.
for fashion shows. So you attend the cast call. So I just started. I attended the cast call. I was like, okay, all right, and I made it. Like my first time ever. I was like I
What?
was, palms were sweaty. I was all sweaty,
Mhm.
and I was just nervous because like it's like you're in a room full of people just critiquing your walk. Like that's
Yeah.
all it is. You're just standing there, like you start at one point in the room and you just walk. You just go down, state your name, walk back. And they don't tell you anything. They're just like, stone face. So stone face, nothing, like no emotion at all.
That's
And
kind of
so
scary.
yeah, it's scary, but then, at the same time, I don't get intimidated easily. So it's like,
Okay.
but I just get nervous. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
when I got the email back, I was like, oh wow, cool, cool. All right, I can do this. I can do
Mhm.
this. My first show was interesting. It was a very interesting, just jumping right into it, not knowing what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna even lie. Like when I tell people, they're like, "How do you do it?" Like I said, I just did it. And like I've learned all myself. I've taught myself. I've
Yeah.
Googled. I've watched videos. I've done it all. So after that, after my first fashion show, um, it actually kind of took off from there,
Mhm.
oddly. I found another casting call and I went to that. And then I went to another casting call, another one. Until like I really connected with indie fashion. Indie fashion's here out of Detroit. And that's where I really kind of took off and kind of took its next pivotal turn.
Mhm.
And we had the big old show in Detroit, the Polo and Pretty Women show. It's Detroit out at the Detroit Polo Club, and it was a polo club and a fashion show. And I'm like, polo. I was like, where they do that at?
Right?
Like we're not, in the South, you're used to the Kentucky
Yeah.
Derby, the horse
Yeah.
races, stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, well, that would be kind of cool. And like when I say that was the craziest, most fun experience I've had, and
At
I
the
was like,
Polo
at
Club?
the Polo
That's
Club,
fire.
it's like
That's
it's
fire.
Kentucky Derby style, wear your best, it's your hats, your
Oh
man. When I
yeah.
said people stepped and showed out, people stepped
They
and
said
showed
they was
out.
putting it on
Yeah,
for the polo
yeah,
show. That's kind of fire, yo.
they
That
said
that
put
that
they
that's
said put it
really that's
on.
really fire. No, for real.
Yeah, so it was really cool experience. And then, like they had kind of like an under segueing in, they kind of had like an underlying competition. Whoever, kind of sold the most tickets win a free trip to New York Fashion Week. So I was like, you know what? That's gonna be me.
Okay.
And so I was like, everybody's like, oh no, no, no. I was like, yeah, watch me. Like, I'm one of those people, if you tell me I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna be like,
Well,
sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because I'm gonna do it,
facts. Okay.
in the most humblest way. Like I'm
No,
like, and
definitely.
so I just kind of just did it, and I just kept telling people, was speaking it and like envisioning it myself, and just like, you know what? I'm gonna make it to New York Fashion Week. I'm gonna make it to New York Fashion Week because everybody's telling me I can't. Everybody's telling me I'm not the industry standard. I'm too short. You know what? I'm not the ideal, you know, complexion, XYZ. I need to do this, I need to do that. Like literally, like I can understand why like I can see where people run into challenges because you have people critiquing your body, your image, your
Mhm.
from head to toe. It doesn't matter. And like I'm not even gonna lie, I got my own insecurities that I work on because it's like you're being judged against your peers. You know, you're being judged against people that you actually work with or are cool with on, you know, a daily basis or you hang out. So after that, you know, I was like, I remember one morning, you know, segueing back into it, I remember the morning I just kind of woke up and my phone was like, zzz, 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 like just going off. I'm like, what's going on, y'all?
Mhm.
And everybody's telling me, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I'm like, okay, for what? And so like they're like, check your email. I'm like, okay, I checked my email. And that's when I had got the email saying that, you know, I had won the trip to New York Fashion Week.
Man, that's
Congratulations.
crazy.
Yeah. So,
That's
and
fire.
it was fire. It was like one of those moments like you jump out of bed, like, yeah,
Yeah,
you
nah,
know,
for real.
and it just really was like, it really was the eye opener for me, but then also was an eye opener too of like when I say not only do I got a big family,
Mhm.
but like I have a crazy like support system, like near and far. I don't know how, what, like
That's
this
fine.
is just
That's
different
lovely
people, you
though.
know, just different people from all over, like all my walks of life that I met. Just like, yeah, go for you. You know what? I'm proud of you. Keep doing you. It could have been somebody I met here, it could have been somebody I met there.
Mhm.
But just, you know, and like I said, my family's always been supportive. My mom and dad, my brothers, sisters, they're always been supportive no matter what I have chosen to do in my life. But then just being at that moment and realizing like, wow, and actually, you know what, telling myself like looking at little Tyree and being like, I always had the dream to go to New York, but to actually stand in New York and be
Yeah.
there and be like, you know, do like the classic movie spin, you know, where you're in
Yeah.
the middle of Times Square, like
Yeah.
like it
I
was
wanna do that.
man, it was so cool. Like when they say it's the city of dreams, I ain't good.
Mhm.
Sorry if y'all from New York, I apologize, but your city stank. Like
Do for
it's yeah,
real?
it's like the city of dreams, but it ooh man, it smells. I apologize, y'all. It smells like hot
Uh,
garbage and piss. Like like I'm gonna
yo.
be honest. I apologize. I still love New York. I rock with New
I'm about to
York,
say you said it to New.
but
No, it don't.
no, yeah, no, we don't. Boy, you bucket. Like what?
Like this is it's New York, man.
Man, like but
Definitely.
still, but it's like the city of dreams for real. And when I say I went there and it was like very even eye-opening there and a humbling
Mhm.
experience because now you're in the big leagues, you know, you're in the light, you're like you're in, you know, and like I said, a lot of people don't realize people just think it's just modeling, but
Yeah.
it's actually like I was explained earlier, like it's actually levels to it. So you could be a runway model, you could be a commercial, you could do
Mhm.
print,
Mhm.
you could do a lot of different, you know, voiceover. It just depends on what
Yeah.
your strength or weakness is. You know, some people can do it all, some people can't.
Yeah.
So you're going up against, you know, not just people who are in your city, you're going up against people from all over. Like when I
Everywhere.
say like it's true, like the hustle and bustle of New York was real. Like it was actually a fast trip too. I think it was like a 3 days, like a 3 day. So we were there Thursday, Friday, but we traveled most of the time, like Friday, Saturday, came
Okay.
back Sunday. Yeah, so it was like a real fast trip, but it was like really being there and realizing that this ain't no games, you know.
Yeah.
Like click your heels 3 times. Like I'm not in Detroit no more. Like
No, I
it
get it.
was really.
Yeah.
I remember an incident. Like me and my group, we went, and I remember seeing there was these gentlemen who walked in. You know, one piece of advice what they say goes: if they say we're all black, we're all black. If they say to walk to the end of the room, walk to the end of the room, back, walk to the end of the room and back. If they say jump on your head, pat your, you know, pat your stomach, or jump on your feet, pat your head
Yeah.
above your stomach, whatever, do it. And that was the eye opener for me, was when they, you know, looked at the two gentlemen and said, thank you for your time, but you need to leave. And everybody's like, you know, like crowd gasp. And then that's when they were like, what do you mean? I said, the rules clearly stated all black. Sir, you're in a wife beater and blue jeans. And sir, you're in what was it? It was like a all green, olive green, you know, jumpsuit. That's not the rules. please leave. I said, damn.
For
not out
real.
loud, but I was
Like in
like,
your head, you
yeah,
like,
damn.
damn,
Like
like
that's
they
when
really
they
just
really
got
knew
kicked
you didn't
out.
play. They cut up a little bit, and that's where you really see, and then everybody's true colors. But then also too, like there were specific directions, and we walked in the room, walk down, walk back, you know, X, Y, Z. So it was really like
It's like a dangerous ass game.
a
Assignment
dangerous, like
says.
danger is dangerous game. Like it is a dangerous game, but then it's like I it's kind of like a test.
Okay.
I think sometimes like if you understand, you can understand it, but it's can people follow the most simplest directions? I think that's what it
Yeah.
is. And when you think about it on that level, is okay, why do I gotta do this? Or why do I gotta
Mm-hmm.
walk that way? Or why do I gotta it's to see, okay, if I give you a list of directions, are you going to be able to follow them?
Yeah, because that's
Because
the most important.
yeah, because I might be working with so and so. I might be working with a celebrity designer again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But you have to be willing to, okay, if the designer says this is how I want you to wear it, this is how I want you to wear it. If they say they want you to walk this way, this is how they want you to walk.
Yeah.
It's I tell people, yes, we're the model, but it's a partnership. It's the model and the designer together because they created the art. We help showcase the art.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of think of too. And I tell people too, like yes, we wear clothes every day. So like you kind of have to channel. I think it's, people laugh, but you kind of have to channel the energy of whatever you're wearing.
No, I get
You
that
know what
though.
you mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember I was walking for Stevie the designer. He's out of LA, California.
Okay.
That was a walk where we got to walk with Christian Banks from the show Legendary, and then Lisa Ray. Everybody knows Lisa Ray. So I actually got to walk them, and also Victoria Henley from America's Next Top Model. So I actually got to walk with all three of them, meet them, and it was actually pretty cool. So I actually got to walk with him, and he gave me like, first of all, it was funny because I never thought I was gonna walk with him, but I just happened to be, I'm the average size man. I'm 5'9", about 155,
Okay.
32, small, medium,
Yeah.
I'm about the average size man. So I could fit a lot of different sizes. So the outfit was, it was too long for me. So it was meant for somebody who was at least 6'2".
Okay.
But I had the waist for it. So my homeboy, he had the height, but he didn't have the waist for it. But I had the waist, but I didn't have the height for it.
Okay.
So it's very interesting. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I'm freaking out because I'm like, what am I about to do? What am I about to do? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to my model bag. So model bag is, the necessities, kind of like your emergency kit. They always say to have your model bag with you which it could be for guys it's different than the ladies, but for us we have the extra draw. You got your socks, you got your deodorant, whatever you think you need or might need. The classic black and white, black white tees, black white socks, whatever it is. We have that classic, stuff in there. But I always go a little above beyond. I stay by the motto, be prepared. So I have safety pins, a little sewing needle, whatever whatever I might need. So I was like, you know what, running. Because I had to like lift the pants because they were way too long. So I had to like scrunch the pants. So I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And, I was like, you know what? Thank God for Grandma Reed because she taught me how to sew. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pin these up like as if I was going to hem them, but without the hem. So I really had to sit there and pin this whole, they're actually like baby blue bell bottom jeans.
Okay.
They were fun. It was fun to wear, but I literally had to pin up the bell bottom. So it went actually about like halfway up my calf.
Okay.
That's how long these were. They went up halfway up my calf and still had to like flare them out at the bottom.
Yeah.
So they kind of still look like bell bottoms.
Okay.
So that was a little challenge. And like people are watching me do this and like, wow, we never thought of that. We never thought of that. I was like, y'all ain't gonna have me tripping on the runway.
Right.
like that's a model's biggest fear. A model's biggest fear is, tripping on the runway and couldn't be tied. like,
Not gonna be me.
Like hold on, let me not jinx myself, but
for sure, yeah.
It couldn't be, it couldn't be me. So
too well prepared for it though.
Oh yeah,
having that preparation is like important. Because I'm sure not a lot of people have what you had in your model bag and have been faced with the same situation.
No, they'll always be like, dang, Tyree, you just pulled that out your bag. I was like, yep.
Model
Yeah, I was
bag.
like, yeah, your model bag is your model bag
So
is
utility belt.
it's your utility belt. It's the necessities that you need or anything that you think you might need in that spur of a moment. Because you got to think of anything and everything that can happen.
Okay.
Will like
Yeah,
will
yeah.
like they're
I
like,
get
hey,
it.
you got a steamer? Hey, yep, I got a steamer. You know,
What?
oh yeah,
You
R.I.P.
active?
steamer activated. Like R.I.P. to the steamer. But you just have to always be ready. And like because I was ready in that moment, I was able to walk. I still had to kind of adjust my walk
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. But because I was ready in that moment, I wasn't tripping down the runway and got
Yeah.
great shots. And then it was a very good experience. So
That's fire, man.
yeah, it's a
That's
lot. It's a lot that goes into it. Like people think you can just put some clothes. And I'll give this little disclaimer, and then I'll segue back to you. It's like there's a difference between being a model
Mhm.
and like a social media model. I would say that
Okay.
it's
It's
big.
levels.
It's levels.
It's levels.
I'm not knocking nobody to each his own, but I'm
Mhm.
saying when you actually have to put your body through the 10-15 hour day shows, you have to do this, you have
Ooh.
to show days are crazy. Show days are crazy. Everybody thinks you just show up. No, they about 10-15 hour days. You show up about 12.
What?
Yeah, you might show up about 10, between 10 and 1, and the show might not start till 7-8 o'clock at night.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't tell you that part. They
No,
don't
they
tell you
don't tell
that
you
part.
that part, yo.
So yeah, that's very interesting too. So like out on top of it, it does take sometimes mental, emotional, physical
Yeah.
tolls if you ain't prepared in the right ways for it.
So, and you know what I just thought about? For all the shows and all the events, they need a damn event planner.
Man, they do, and
They need a damn
they
event
do, they
planner.
do. Like one day, I hope maybe I'll get to that level to plan my own show.
You what do you will.
Oh
I
yeah.
can
Let me
see it.
rephrase that. When I get
When
to
you
yeah,
get
not
there.
maybe, not
Exactly.
maybe.
When you get
When
there.
we gotta
Definitely.
speak things. We gotta speak life
For
into things. It's
sure.
not ifs, it's wins. Nah,
Exactly.
it's a year of wins. So when I get to that level, oh yeah, I love to plan a show. I don't even know how I do it, but
But when it's time,
I
you
was
gonna
about to say,
do
yeah,
it though. Yeah.
anybody who knows me, they know like go big or go home. I don't
Hmm.
do it. I don't like to do things small.
I get no, you
I
can't. You
don't
gotta
at
go
all.
crazy.
So
Definitely. So tell me, tell the people, right? Where can they find you on social media? And then what else, like what can we expect from you soon?
ooh. Okay, well, you guys can find me on social media. You can follow me on Instagram. It's at Tyree _Reed. Check out my pitch. Like, follow. I follow back. Post. I love food, so if y'all ever heard my story, I like to post food. I also like to post a lot of
Okay.
motivated spiritual things. You can also add me on Facebook too. I'm on Facebook, Tyree Reed. Just look for the fine, handsome gentleman with the smile. That's me.
That's him.
And then what do you expect to see from me in the future?
Yeah. Give me like 30 seconds. Like what can you 30 seconds? What you got? Lightning round.
A lightning round. So what do you expect to see from me in the future? I'm definitely gonna come, harder this year. Gonna start to
Okay.
focus better, more on myself. I hope to do more shows, more shoots, more collaborations. Like I was telling him earlier, taking it to the next level.
Definitely.
And this right here, this podcast is an opportunity to, take it to the next level. I hope, when my goal, I'm trying to make the GQ, baby.
You got it.
I'm trying to
Say
make it a
less.
GQ.
Say
So
less.
it's mind over matter.
Mhm.
You live without regrets, put the pedal to the metal, and just kind of go for it. So
Yeah.
this year, I hope you all see a lot more of me.
They will.
I try to make my presence known, but I hope you see a lot more of me. I'd love to be out there. I also love to give back too. So community service opportunities as well.
Man, everybody, there y'all have it. Tyree Reed, Rico, the Embassy. Y'all gonna see him again. He might have his own podcast
I
here at
don't
the
know.
studio. Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who
You
knows what
know,
could be in the works
you
for the future?
who knows, right?
Right.
But I appreciate you, man. It was great talking with you. You gave me some real insight. Like for real, like I'm gonna be looking at stuff a little differently now because it's like, damn, you really don't know what all goes into things like that. So much respect to you, man. I appreciate you 1,000 times over, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Rico. I appreciate you too,
Of
man.
course. Well, on that note, we out of here. Until next time, it's the Embassy.